tonight the cats are getting their stockings from Zoa. Boo, that's not yours. Boo, that's not yours.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
Good morning, Simba. I want to tell you about the dream that I had. It was such a crazy dream. So normally I don't eat at night unless it's like a very, very light snack. And yesterday I had dinner really, really late. I had dinner probably around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And I knew it would mess up my sleep because if I eat a lot of food late at night, I don't sleep well. So I had a very late dinner, and it was a pretty big dinner. And then I went to sleep. It was probably around midnight. And I slept well. I only woke up a few times, and then I was able to get back to sleep right away. But I had crazy dreams, like really, really crazy dreams. I had this one dream that I was at Grandma and Grandpa Farrell's house, and they were doing all kinds of construction on their house. And when I opened the front door, instead of like their front yard being there, it was like a steep drop off. It was like a deck, and then it was like a steep drop off the deck because they were fixing the stairs that normally were off the deck. So you had to like climb down a ladder. And then like their whole yard was under a giant atrium, so it was actually inside instead of outside. And all of the cats were with me. Like all of the cats were with me at Grandma and Grandpa Farrell's house. And then at one point they went out somewhere, and I was in their kitchen, and I was cleaning up stuff under their oven and stove. And I was like moving their oven, and there was like what looked like a bunch of like big dust balls or dust bunnies like under the front bottom of their oven. So I got a broom and I started like cleaning all of those out. And as I was cleaning them out, I realized that they were too heavy to be dust balls, that they must be something else. And that's when I realized that they were mice. And it was like this one mouse was in kind of like a netting, almost like a netting that like you'd buy some fruit in, or maybe like, I think maybe some turkeys come in like a netting. And I realized, oh, they're not real mice, they're only cat toys. So I pick it up thinking it's a cat toy and the cats must have lost them under the oven. But then as I pick it up, I realized that it's moving, that it wasn't a cat toy after all, it was like a real mouse. So I get freaked out and I throw it, and it lands on the other side of the room. But then Splash runs over to it, and he picks it up in his mouth, and he runs away with it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is no good. Splash is going to kill the mouse, and there's going to be mouse blood and guts everywhere. I have to go get the mouse from him. But then it ends up that all the cats actually got outside somehow. And again, the outside wasn't really how the outside is. The outside was like a giant covered atrium. Like, so you're outside, but you're actually inside. And all the cats were out there, and they were running around, and they were like really enjoying hunting this mouse. So then I figure out, okay, I got to climb down this deck. There's no stairs. I have to like go down this ladder, and it was really rickety. I thought it was going to like fall apart on me. So I get to the bottom, and then I go to look and find the mouse that they were playing with, at which point it turns into a fish instead of a mouse. So it was probably like a 4-inch kind of mouse-shaped fish, and I was looking at it, and it was like, it was really, really gross, really disgusting. And I did not want to pick it up with my bare hands, so I was like, oh, now I have to go get some kind of gloves to deal with this. And then I was thinking, well, I might as well just let the cats eat it. But then I was like, well, if the cats eat it, they might get sick from it. Who knows how long it's been under the oven. So it was just like this big, like horrible deal. So then I ended up going back up the steps into the house. I don't know how I got back up there. And then I was like going to miss a plane, And it was just, it morphed into like all these other dreams where like I had to go to a doctor, but like, why do I have to go to the doctor? They treated me, like there's nothing bad that needs to be followed up on. I'm just gonna waste my money by going there. He's gonna tell me nothing. And at the same time, I needed to catch a plane and I needed to leave for the airport. My plane was about to leave in like a half hour. There's no way to get to the airport in time for the plane to leave. Like it was just a really, really, really crazy, very, very vivid dream, and it's all because I ate a really big dinner really late last night. The cats are eating their breakfast today on their table. They're getting homemade raw food. They're getting 4 scoops of the homemade raw food and then the equivalent of like 1 scoop of the primal raw rabbit bites. Let me see if I can put a camera on the table without freaking them out. I just went outside to give Hydrox some food, so I gave him some fresh water in the heated kitty cafe. And I also gave him his food in the heated kitty cafe because I don't see him on the patio. It is like borderline freezing out. There's a very, very light coating of snow on some areas, and it's kind of drizzly, but it's exactly 32 or 33 degrees. So the precipitation is kind of icy. Oh, and there's Hydrox. He just came out of the shelter. Hello, Hydrox. I think he just came out of the shelter. His food is in the kitty cafe, but now I might have to go move it because he likes eating on this side of the patio better. I moved the food over for him. What he's getting is 3 scoops of the ground up chicken necks because he liked those so much the other day and he hasn't been eating the other homemade raw. So I just wanted to test it out and see if, you know, he'll eat these. And there's water and herbs in these. And what I did notice when I was outside is that there's no dry food in the bowl of the automatic feeder. So Hydrox could have already eaten a whole bunch of it. I don't know. And he's not too eager to go over to the food and eat it. So I'm just going to leave it there for, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. And it's not raining or precipitating that bad that it's going to fill up with water or anything. And then if he doesn't touch it, I'll move it back under the table in the heated cafe. I just walked past the living room and I saw this. So Splash is hanging out on a scratch and roll and Boo is like laying here near the Undercover Mouse, which is no longer undercover and no longer has the thing on it. But what it made me realize is that last night I was sitting on the sofa and Boo came running into the room at like 100 miles an hour and Splash was chasing him at like 100 miles an hour. And then Boo ran over to the cat tower and then he jumped on top of the cat tower and that's how their little race ended. And then like Splash kind of made a right and he kind of went toward the Christmas tree. And neither of them really looked like they were fighting. It looked more kind of like a game, like their tails were up and their ears weren't back or anything. And I was like, Splash, why are you being so mean to Boo? Like, what are you doing? Because it did have some aggressiveness to it, the way Splash was chasing Boo. And what I just realized is when Splash was a little kitten and all the cats lived outside, every so often, it happened probably 3 times when he lived outside, I would hear him screaming, like literally screaming. And I would go to the window and I would look outside to see what was going on. And he would come running out from behind the fence and he would run across the patio toward the bushes. And then I would see like Boo coming after him. So when Splash was little, I always used to think he was like screaming and running because Boo was like attacking him. It could be that Boo was trying to play with him and Splash just misinterpreted it and he didn't know how to play because he was just like a little feral kitten. That being said, I honestly think that the reason why Splash now chases Boo around the house is in retaliation for when Boo used to chase Splash when they were living outside. So Splash is saying, you know, I'm grown up now and I'm bigger than you are and now I'm going to chase you. Right, Splash? Is that why you chase Boo? Is that why you chase your daddy Boo around the house? Huh, Splash? Do you have fun doing that? Do you enjoy playing like that? Or are you attacking him? You're just guarding? You're guarding your brother and your mother? You want to make sure that Boo doesn't attack them? You want to make sure he's nice to them? Okay, I understand that. It's 10:37 a.m. and I just went outside and I saw that the bowl of the ground up chicken necks is completely empty. It is 4:41 and I just got home. And Hydrox greeted me on the patio. He's been meowing at me. I thought he'd come up to the back door, but he hasn't. Maybe because Boo's here? I don't know. I'm gonna put some food together for him. Here's Hydrox. Hydrox just walked over to the door. I think he was checking on me. I think he was checking to see if I was going to give him some food. I just went outside to give Hydrox his homemade food, and I put a lot of water in the food. But it's practically overflowing from that bowl. I did not put any herbs in it. This is just the plain homemade food with water. And he was eating some of it and then he walked away. So I don't know why he did that, but he should come back and finish it. Tonight the cats are getting There's stockings from Zoa. Boo, that's not yours. Boo, that's not yours. Zoa sent them each a little stocking. This one is for Boo, this is for Stella, this is for Simba, and this is for Splash. And each stocking has a toy in it. So this is what the cats are going to get to play with. But I don't want them ruining the stockings, so I'm going to take the toys out for them. Boo got a pretty mouse with little Christmas presents on it. Boo likes his mouse. Stella got a pretty mouse with gold on it. It's a royal mouse for Stella. Splash got a mouse with little peppermint candies on it. That is so cute. Look what you got, Splashy. You got a mouse. You got a peppermint mouse. And look at Simba's mouse. Simba has a mouse with little gingerbread boys on it. Little gingerbread cookies. That is so cute.
Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.